You cross the bridge and feel it gently bob under your steps. The humid air clings to your skin as you hear the flow of a nearby stream and the hiss of predatory lurker snakes in the brush. A cerulean glow shines in shafts through the canopy of trees above you, cast from the still active towers of the Forbidden Temple. Beware the dangers of Forbidden Jungle. At first glance, Forbidden Jungle is as treacherous as it is beautiful. Dangerous wildlife. Deadly traps set up by marauding lurkers. Even the very plant life seems to want you dead. It's certainly no wonder why this jungle is so forbidden. Though, this doesn't stop a certain salty sea dog from pursuing his vocation, if it means catching some exotic jungle riverfish as a treat for the good people of Sandover Village. It's likely he has little choice, given his recent encounter with one of the less pleasant denizens of the deep. While we learn that the Forbidden Jungle can provide some food for the people of Sandover Village in a pinch, this jungle houses a structure that provides an equally vital function. Visible for miles around, and dominating the landscape this end of the island, stands the ancient Precursor Temple. Its ancient majesty stands completely at odds with the untamed beauty of the jungle that surrounds it. Suspended above the temple via unknown means is a metal astrolabe. The text on both the rings and spheres, when translated, read life. If this astrolabe is supposed to depict the planet and sun of Jak and Daxter's world, this could be a sort of art piece to commemorate the Precursor's triumph in seeding this world with life. It is unclear whether the large and small sphere represents the sun and earth respectively, or if they stand for the earth and moon. Regardless, we can only speculate on what the rings represent, and what explanation could be given for the absence of the green sun. Whereas the primal jungle grows and overtakes with all the fervour of life resplendent, the very life that the Precursors themselves created, the temple remains unreclaimed and in good repair, as untarnished as the day the Precursors had to abandon it. When the stars were young. But what purpose does this ancient structure serve? We know that the tower projects a beam of blue eco, one which the lurkers seek for their own use, and which originally provided power to Sandover Village. This mechanism was almost certainly an invention of the Sage of Blue Eco. It's hard to say what the tower originally fired this beam at. The landscape has likely changed over the eons, and the original target is either long buried or turned to scrap. It could simply be a damaged mechanism, and the beam is nothing more than the eco-equivalent of a leaky pipe. As we navigate the ancient halls of the temple, we come across what appears to be a reactor. Activating this floods the temple with cerulean light, and blue eco vents all over the world open, flooding their surroundings with motive force. Clearly, this ancient facility was a power plant of sorts, flooding nearby regions with easily accessible power. However, Jack and Daxter weren't the only visitors to this temple in the eons since the Precursors abandoned it. A vile plant, made sentient by exposure to dark eco, gorges itself on the steady abundance of blue eco. The very insects that once fed on the plant have too become mutated and aggressive. Forming a symbiotic relationship with the plant, they assault anything that threatens the source of their blue eco banquet. Once our heroes prove victorious over the beast, they channel the power of blue eco and escape back to the fresh air and humidity of the jungle, leaving the cool dark hallways of the temple behind. Their means of escape? A precursor launcher. One of many, it seems. Just what were these strange devices used for? It goes without saying that Jack is quite new to channeling the power of eco. His control is raw and fleeting. Could it be that these launchers were much more gentle devices, designed for use with a much more delicate and controlled application of blue eco? It is possible that these were simply gravity lifts, designed for use by precursors for easy transport of themselves or machinery parts. Jack being blasted into the air could be a result of him recklessly flooding the blue eco in his body into the launcher, resulting in a propulsion well in excess of the gentle propulsion which these launchers were originally designed for. Knowing our heroes, there is a chance they knew this and simply took the more fun method of use. Though it is difficult to see from the point of view of the game as we play it, one noteworthy thing about the towers that stand around the Precursor Temple is that they line up almost perfectly with the Precursor launchers underground. One implication of this is that the Precursor launchers allowed the levitation up inside the towers, possibly for maintenance or repairs from the inside out. We never get to see this directly as players of the game, and it would be very difficult to surmise given our limited perspective, but the location of the launchers doesn't seem entirely accidental and does lend a little bit of credence to the possibility that they were used for repair or maintenance. As we ask ourselves these questions and meditate on what precursor voices once filled these halls of dust and echoes, we can surmise that in the centuries to come, this reactor is reverse engineered by the future citizens of Haven City, who turn an analogue of it into their own reactors to power every light bulb and subsystem of the dystopia to come. But for now, we can sit by the stream with our friend the fisherman, enjoy some freshly caught fish, and laugh the night away, knowing that Sandover won't have to worry about food or power for the foreseeable future.